Okay, Hare Krishna Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Girivaradhari. यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारि यमुनातीरावनचारि जय राधा माधव जय कुञ्ज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी. Hare Krishna.
Haribol, very nice, Mataji. Hare Krishna, that was wonderful. So, devotees, let's see, we have to read the Mangalacharan. Okay, who would like to recite Mangalacharan, devotees? Indra Mataji, maybe?
Okay, Prabhuji. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Salakya Chakshurum Unmiletam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Pada Kamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavam Sharir Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hare Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Krupa Sindhobhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, that was wonderful. Haribol. Let us see. Okay, so devotees, Krishna is guiding us through. Chapter 7, he started with his energies, then he talked about who can understand him, what happened, the four categories of people, the first four categories who don't understand him, the next set of four categories who understand him, they go and seek his blessings for various purposes. Then he also says, among them, the jnani is very, elevated, much advanced. And even among the jnani, the devotee, the jnani who approaches Krishna with a devotional mood is even much higher and very dear to Krishna. And Krishna is also dear to him. So in this verse, last verse that we read yesterday, I wasn't in the class, I apologize. But Krishna is saying few things. Let us see what is it talking about. So one is that he is completely aware of all the past, present, and of course the future. Bhavishyani, the future. Not only that, there are some, I don't know if our Pawan Prabhu is here. today. There are some astrologers, there are some face readers. They can predict to some extent, little bit what is going to happen. Something broad they can say, whether you are going to get married or, things like that. But Krishna is supreme. He knows about all living entities. That is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita devotees. Krishna does not leave any room for any kind of doubt. Bhagavad Gita is to remove all the doubts. Always he says, Satatam, sarva-bhūtāni, all living entities. He's not saying just one particular category, or I can predict something about Kshatriyas or about, the Pandavas. No, everybody knows everything, everywhere, eternally. But that is one very unique thing he's saying to Arjuna. And he's saying, but no one knows me, really nobody really knows me completely. But me, no one knows. How can somebody know? Because he is infinite. Nobody can really claim to know Krishna fully. If they know him, they also become supreme. Nobody can know him fully. But it is the mercy, grace of Krishna. He will really, display whatever, how much we want to know about him. Bhakta mam abhijanati. He will display whatever, e yata mam prapatyante. Krishna, I really want to, Arjuna in chapter 10, he would really request, chapter 10 and 11. But Krishna, you have talked so much about yourself. I really want to know who you are. I have known you as my, cousin, and we, grew up together. I know you are very powerful. I know all those things. But what you have explained me in chapter 10, I'm not able to really grasp it. I'm not able to digest it. Because we really think about it. How can somebody be 4 feet at the same time, the same personality, also measuring all the 14 lokas? How is it even possible? We know either somebody who is short or somebody who is tall. And that's it. Even the tallest person, let's say 7 feet, he cannot suddenly become 10 feet even. But Krishna can do anything, anytime. So that is why he's the Supreme Lord. So now, in this next verse, he's going to go one step further. He's going to talk about, dear devotees, before we go to Hare Krishna, 1 second. There is give me a second. So before we get into 27, we have to understand the potency of Krishna. Krishna is not a normal human being or not even an extraordinary. He is the supreme, he is the ultimate. One brief example, devotees. During Ramayana time, Lord Rama Mother Sita has been kidnapped by Ravana, but Lord Rama does not know. He is just looking for Sita everywhere. Then he comes in contact with Hanuman, and Hanuman would introduce him to Sugriva, and Sugriva will make a pact, an agreement with Lord Rama. Valmiki, the writer, the author of Ramayana, he very nicely explained the mood at that time. In Ayodhya, at that particular time, the mood is completely devotional. The entire Ayodhya Vasis, they are just crying and they want their Lord Rama back. They're just praying, Lord Rama, we have done some sin. That's why you have left us. Please come back. They don't know what is all happening here. In Kishkinda, where Lord Rama, Lakshmana, and all the Vanara Sena is already there, at that time it's not a Sena. It is a fight going on between Sugriva and Vali. So Sugriva will make an agreement. Okay, Rama, I will try to help you. We can do something with my Vanara. I have a big army, but I have a problem. My entire army, my family, my wife has been kidnapped by my brother. If you can conquer him, then I will get back my kingdom I will have all the power, I'll help you. So it's all Leela. So Rama would kill Vali, as we all know. But at that time, before leaving his body, Vali will have about, I think, 6 questions, very, very highly philosophical question to Lord Rama. Rama, first of all, why did you kill me? I have nothing to do with you. I don't even know you, right? And I have heard that you are the Lord of the entire universe. When I have not done anything wrong, I have no interaction with you. Why would you kill me? Number 2, you are a Kshatriya. How can a Kshatriya can kill behind? Why did you hit me from the back? There is a lot of details about why Lord Rama hit him from the behind. Because Vali had a very special boon. Nobody can kill him in the front through his chest. That was also a very big boon from Balram only. So anyhow, he will ask such questions, Then Lord Rama will answer him. He will also tell about the dharma of a king, the dharma of, at that moment particularly, his dharma, what need to be done. Then he would say, but eventually I understand, Vali, this is what I'm going to do. In my next appearance as Krishna, okay, I'll be there. You will come toward the end of my Leela when I am about to wind up everything. Kali Yuga will begin. Before that, you will also appear. You will appear as a hunter, Jara, and then I'll give you an opportunity to end my Leela. As we all know, devotees, some of us are from Gujarat. I think Krishna Mataji, have you ever been to Balka Tirth?
No.
Okay. When next time, please go there. I'm sure you have been to Dwaraka temple, right?
Yes, Prabhuji, yes.
Yeah, amazing temple, amazing temple. So this Balka Tirth, I went there one time. This Balka Tirth is kind of closer to Somnath temple. And this is the place where Krishna ended his Leela. Krishna doesn't have a beginning and end. That is another thing, many times, many people, that's why Krishna is calling them less intelligent in the past few verses. He would say they don't understand him. Even we are eternal. How could not be Krishna be eternal? He has to be eternal also. Even if you see him as a human being, he has to be eternal. So Krishna himself very clearly says. But they somehow think that Krishna is also somewhat limited. He came, appeared for a particular Leela to teach Bhagavad Gita and to be part of, the dharma for the Mahabharata war. And then he leaves, That's not true at all. We have discussed that also. So anyhow, this Balka Tirtha is the place. There is a very small temple, devotees. It's not very big. Sometimes I feel very sad. We have not done enough to preserve such very historical Krishna, being there. Krishna has walked on Vrindavan. Krishna has walked on Mathura. Krishna has walked on Dwaraka. We have to preserve those, locations even much more elaborate, But this is a very small temple. They have a couple of murtis, deities, as Krishna, is kind of lying down, and Jara has hit him on the toe. And that's kind of, the end of Krishna's Dwapara Yoga Leela. That is the beginning of the Kali Yuga. So what it implies is that Krishna remembers everything. Jara does not remember. When Jara hits Krishna with the arrow, because it's in the night, he would think there is some animal hiding behind the tree, and he would hit, and he will be, he will beg to Krishna for, for his mercy and forgiveness. But Krishna will say, no. You may not remember. You are the same Vali in your previous birth. And I had promised you that you will get an opportunity to do the same thing to me. So this shows that Krishna always remembers everything all the time. Bhūtāni, sarva-bhūtāni, not just one entity. So I thought I will just relate kind of how our Shastra so very nicely explained everything, Any question, devotees, on that?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, as you mentioned that Bali was killed by Lord Rama, and I have heard that Lord Rama gave Bali Mukti. Then how did he take rebirth and come as that hunter to kill Krishna? I mean, that's a little confusing.
Yeah. See, we have to understand, Mataji, there are certain manifestation. They are eternally with Krishna. They are called Nitya Siddhas. They are one category. Then also is other spiritual platform is also there. For example, there is also a loka called Ayodhya Loka. So where Lord Rama is continuously is performing his Leela also. So he would bring all his, the souls back to that kind of a, because this is an eternal activity, Mataji. It's a little bit difficult for us to understand because we are in Kali Yuga now. In about 430,000 years, the Kali Yuga will end. The Supreme Lord will come as Kalki. Then again, another Satya Yuga will begin. Like this, it will keep on going. And then, as we know, it will go on for 434.32 billion years. Then it will become one day of Brahma. Again, Krishna will appear. Until then, Krishna will not appear. Rama might appear, Krishna might appear in other manifestation, but not as Krishna. So these personalities, Brajavasis, his family, in his various pastimes, his families, they're all a very special category. They come only to assist the Lord in performing the Leela. So for them, there is nothing called mukti. They are eternally, they are liberated.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, they are very special. We do not belong to that, but we have an opportunity to go back to with Krishna. That's a different thing. We are all, Srila Prabhupada always used to say, we are what is called a Nitya Baddhas, meaning we are eternally conditioned, eternally, birth after birth. So how do you then cut? Because all those, whether you call him Sugriva or Bali or all the Brajavasis, or even somebody like Putana or Kamsa, all this, they come to assist only to serve the Lord. Lord Rama would very nicely explain when during the pastime, when that squirrel, when they are trying to build the bridge, there will be a small squirrel trying to help Lord Rama. It's picking up grains from one end to another end. Then all this Jambavan, the monkey, they are like 400, 500 pounds. They'll go to Lord Rama. They would say, oh, Lord Rama, this squirrel, tiny, it is creating a lot of nuisance. We cannot even walk. How do we build the bridge? Right? Lord Rama would say, no. Whatever squirrel is doing, I accept that as a very great seva. Seva is seva to me. So then he would ask a question. Do you know why even we are building the bridge? Then one of the Vanarasena, the army, would say, yes, we have to go to the other side and kill Ravana. He says, no, that's not the purpose. Then everybody will be surprised. Then why are we even doing all those things? Rama would say, if I have to do that, I am the created this entire universe with just a glance. For me to create a bridge for maybe 10 miles, 20 kilometers or whatever it is that a big deal? Number one. If I have to kill Ravana, I will just move away from his heart. He'll be dead. He'll drop dead. But the entire purpose of all this manifestation, creation, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Kali Yuga, it's all an opportunity for us to understand the Lord, serve the Lord. So somehow we have eternally been missing out. Every birth, Krishna is giving us an opportunity to understand him and serve him. Does it make some sense, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So this life is meant for serving Krishna, understanding Krishna and serving Krishna. If you miss it, then he will give another opportunity. So it goes on until we really understand him. That's the whole purpose of the manifestation. Doesn't matter what form we take, we'll get an opportunity to serve him. So devotees, let us go to today's verse. Again, Krishna is going to tell here what is the main problem. Why cannot we just understand Krishna? If it's everything, if it is so apparent, why we are not able to understand it? So let's read 27, very important. Devotees, who can read?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Sure.
Prabhuji, can you just scroll a little up? Thank you. icchā-dveṣa-samutthena dvandva-mohena bhārata sarva-bhūtāni sammohaṁ sarge yānti paran-tapa.
Very nice, Mataji. Devotees, couple more.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
All glories to Srila Bhagavad. icchā-dveṣa-samutthena dvandva-mohena bhārata sarva-bhūtāni sammohaṁ sarge yānti paran-tapa.
Haribol, Prabhu. Maybe one more, Mataji, maybe.
I can read, Prabhuji. icchā-dveṣa-samutthena dvandva-mohena bhārata sarva-bhūtāni sammohaṁ sarge yānti paran-tapa. Hare Krishna.
Haribol, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay, devotees, one of us can read the synonyms and translation, and it's not a very long purport. Maybe one devotee can read the purport.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, I can read the synonyms. Dvandva pranam devotees. Icchā, desire, desha, and hate. Samutthena, arisen from. Dvandva, of duality. Mohena, by the illusion. Bharata, or scion of Bharata. Sarva, all. Bhūtāni, living entities. Sammohaṁ, into delusion. Sarge, while taking birth. Yānti, go. Paran-tapa, O conqueror of enemies. O scion of Bharata, O conqueror of the foe. All living entities are born into delusion, bewildered by the dualities arisen from from desire and hate. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Haribol, Prabhuji. Very nice. Hare Krishna. Devotees, who can read the purport?
I can read, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Definitely.
The purport by His Grace, His Divine Grace, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. The real constitutional position of the living entity is that of subordination to the Supreme Lord, who is pure knowledge. When one is deluded into separation from this pure knowledge, he becomes controlled by the illusory energy and cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The illusory energy is manifested in the duality of desire and hate. Due to desire and hate, the ignorant person wants to become one with the Supreme Lord and envies Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Pure devotees who are not deluded or contaminated by desire and hate can understand that Lord Sri Krishna appears by his internal potencies, but those who are deluded by duality and nescience think that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is created by material energies. This is their misfortune. Such deluded persons symptomatically dwell in dualities of dishonor and honor, misery and happiness, woman and man, good and bad, pleasure and pain, etc., thinking, this is my wife, this is my house, I am the master of this house, I am the husband of this wife. These are the dualities of delusion. Those who are so deluded by dualities are completely foolish and therefore cannot understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So
Very nice, Mataji. Any thoughts on this?
So Prabhuji, here Prabhupada is explaining in this purport that the living entities, as you said, like Nitya Baddhas, we are the Baddha Jeep. We have a delusion, and because of the delusion, we have dualities. So we have a desire to enjoy, and also when our desire is not fulfilled, the hatred comes. So that's why this and that is controlled by the illusory energy, as Prabhupada explained, and therefore the with that concept, it's very hard to understand the supreme personality of Godhead, because as a living entity, if I'm thinking like I am the controller, I am the doer, and I am the master, then it's not right, because our constitutional position is das anudas, means we are the servant of the servant of the servant of Lord Krishna, and that is our constitutional position, and that will never change. So that, and Krishna is our supreme, and we are the servant. That's our that will never change, this concept. And so whoever thinks that I me, the mind, so they won't understand Krishna, because that is duality will help not to understand Krishna. Prabhuji, please explain more. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll definitely discuss more. This is a very important, every verse is devotees. If we are, I'm sure we are all realizing each word has got a significance. Why Krishna is, using icchā-dveṣa. From where does dvesha comes? What is the origin? I'm very good. Yesterday I was very good. This morning I was doing excellent. Very nice Krishna consciousness. But suddenly something went wrong. I'm feeling all negative energy comes to me. I don't know. I'm thinking all envy, jealous, why I can't be like this. And so Krishna is explaining more and more in many of the verses. And as we read more the same verse, devotees, when we will read this after 2 years, this will give a much more in-depth kind of a realization for us. That's the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. Each time it elevates us in the understanding. Devotees, why not we share some thoughts on this? What is Krishna saying here? Why we are not able to understand him? He has already told many things. He knows all the past, present, and future. Still, our mind is not accepting him. So that's what he's saying in this verse. Please share, devotees. Baldesa Prabhu, Venkatesh Prabhu, I think you are here.
Yes, Prabhuji, the entire thing is created by Krishna, and we are like temporarily using everything, whatever he created. And without knowing this, we think that it belongs to us, like my house and my everything. So actually it belongs to Krishna, and without knowing that, we misunderstand, like, it's going to be permanent with us, but basically it's temporarily we are using whatever Krishna has created.
Very good, Mataji. That's a very good realization. Baldesa Prabhu, Venkatesh Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I would like to add something.
Yeah, please. Oh, absolutely.
I think the main blockage in understanding Krishna is we understand him as a material person, that how we are, he's all the same. The people of my generation usually think, how is it possible a human being can lift a Govardhan Parvat, this big, huge Parvat? It's not possible. It's scientifically impossible thing. It's all imaginary things, and it's all myth. And they will say it's all mythological things. Rama and Mahabharata are all mythology. They are not realities. And they just think that Krishna is just like a normal human being, but they are not able to accept that he is nothing but supreme personality, and material thing has nothing to do with him. but it's hard to explain to people. And this is the main reason why people are like not able to understand what real Krishna is. Correct me if I'm wrong, Prabhuji.
Very well said, Mataji. Yeah, very well said. Actually, many people right now, including India, the so-called, whatever, the Indian community, the Hindu community, many of them have, first of all, no knowledge about our Shastras, Puranas, Vedas. They are not even saying this is, they are not even thinking Krishna was a human being. Their thinking is that Krishna, there is no personality like Krishna. There has never been. It is just all some kind of episode written by somebody just to make a point, almost like a drama, script. So they say, we have there is science. Did Krishna really, did he live here? Did he really live this Govardhan Hill? Govardhan Hill is like 26 miles. How can he even live that? Right? And how did Hanuman jump from, Rameshwar, the Dhanushkoti to Sri Lanka? How did this? I mean, it's all not possible, And I don't know anybody can jump that much, 20 miles they can jump. So this is their way of looking at things. You're right, absolutely right. But that is where we have to think our Shastras are very powerful. How many of us here, devotees, right now set aside Krishna and the philosophy? How many of us think that even our Puranas, the Shastra, can any human being can write like this? Is it possible?
No, Prabhuji.
It's impossible. Nowadays, you ask anybody to write half a paragraph. First of all, they don't know how to write. The modern society, culture, people cannot write. Students cannot write. They can read and speak. Ask them to write, they don't know. They cannot even write more than 2-3 sentences. Most of them, many of them, rather. And writing such a, huge volume. Devotees Puranas, Srimad Bhagavad Purana is the most prominent. But there are so many other 17 major Puranas. Then there are many called Upa-Puranas, unlimited. So how can anybody write so many things? Ramayana, who can even write Ramayana? Assuming even it is a fiction. Assume, let us fiction. But who can even attempt to write something like that? Mahabharata. Now, another thing is also, let us be very practical. Okay? Let us assume there is no God. Okay? On a very logical platform, this is for intelligent people. We have many choices. We came to this material world. We don't know. Our parents got married. Their parents got married. We were all born. I don't know who created all this thing. But is that an intelligent way of looking at things? We are not people, or we are not scientists to know what all happened. But just on a common sense basis, we are looking at the sun every day. We are looking at the moon every day. And in a city like Tampa, we get to see the sea and the ocean. Who all believe here it came all by itself? Is there even a remote possibility? And maybe I mentioned this last week, I think. Devotees, the planet Earth rotates every day 1.6 million miles every day through the axis of the sun. Do we even feel it? And can anybody even with a sane mentality think that it is just happening? I don't know how it is happening. That's ridiculous. So definitely there is a very, very supreme, controller. And if you come to that platform, maybe that is the platform of a jnani. At that point, the jnani doesn't know, but he has understood. Jnanis are to be respected in one sense, they have understood that it is not created by material energy. Something beyond, above material energy has the ability to create such a universe. That's a good, at least, realization. Now, we exactly know, after reading Bhagavad Gita, who is that supreme controller, right? Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarva-loka maheshwaram. Krishna is very clear that I am the enjoyer of all yajnas. Yajnas means all activities. And then I am the supreme controller of the entire manifestation. And many verses he would, confirm. So if we come to the platform that this entire material, how did life come into material? If everything is material, how did life even come from matter? Are there any scientists here? Can a little bit explain? Can life come from matter? Bhashati Mataji, what do you think? Can life come from matter?
No.
Who I think, how about Raghu Prabhu? Raghu Prabhu, can life come from matter?
No, Prabhu. Just matter is by itself, it's dead. So until there's something given into it.
There is no life on the matters.
Yeah. So unless there's an infusion of something, then it springs into life. So by itself, there's nothing. You can't do anything.
Absolutely. I think the science still does not explain how this all originated, how life came into this matter. What they are saying is that there are certain things that can happen by itself, which is contrary to scientific philosophy at all. Science does not believe something can happen by itself. That means it's not scientific. If something can happen by itself, then you are not able to explain it, right? That is why Ishvara Parama Krishna, Sarva Karana Karanam, we understand. Let them do their research. They may say these kind of things happen once in 4 billion years. We know why it happened. That is one day of Brahma. You can spend 4 billion years and try to come to a conclusion, but we already know, we are ahead of the understanding. Let us move forward.
I'd just like to give the example of the sun. Mm-hmm. Sun itself is within that. There's a reaction called fusion. It's called nuclear fusion. So that's where the atoms are all fused together and then light comes out. So that it looks like it's got infinite amount of fuel within it, those atoms. So where is it all coming from? Who is supplying that infinite supply? So we can understand how it is working, but we don't understand where it is coming from. So unless you read the Shastras, you don't understand. And the other thing is, people are trying to create a miniature sun on Earth because that will give you energy. And so far, and this research has been going on for more than 50 or 60 years. And so far, they have created a very tiny, and where they have shown barely break even. That means that energy going in is equal to the energy coming out. And there's still nowhere. There's nothing. It's not going to equal the sun or do anything for anyone. It's going to take several more years just to create something you can put in your car or something and drive with it. So that's where research is. It cannot emulate what's going on in the real creation. Thank you.
8.4 million types of species. Let's assume this all happened, Big Bang theory, black hole. Some chemical reactions happen every billions of years. But will it create 8.4 million species and give life to them? and each one has got its own way of form, and it's almost unthinkable. It's illogical even to think something can like that happen. And giving oxygen, giving water, right? Why there is normal water and where is ocean water, which you cannot drink or take back? Did it happen by chance, all this thing? You have to have a tremendous faith on nothing to be an atheist. And Srila Prabhupada used to ridicule them. Why do you want to have faith on nothing? Because it doesn't even, common sense even doesn't dictate that something like that can happen. But people are saying the atheist philosophy is that initially there was nothing, something happened to that nothing, and everything came out of that something. What a ridiculous philosophy, right? But we know everything comes from Krishna, sarva karana karana. So we have, and Vedas is only scientific only. What is science? Science is you take an hypothesis, you test it out, come up with the result, and see if the result matches whatever your tests are doing. It's the same thing. Krishna is scientific. He's saying if you have icchā and dveṣa, it will go to hate, and because of that, you will not understand few things. It's scientific, right, devotee? Devotees, if I may show a couple of slides regarding this. If anyone has got more comment, devotees, on this verse. Venkatesh Prabhu? Mahesh Prabhu, you haven't spoken today. I apologize.
No, I'm just listening. Yeah, this is really so yeah, means I see the main theme here that we are going away from that bhakti marga or bhakti yoga, and that's why we have that delusion or the maya where we forget that there is a supreme Lord, and I think because of that only we have this materialistic nature where like we get like some sort of like ignorance, right, for the Lord Sri Krishna, and I think that's my understanding from this discussion. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, ignorance is the main issue.
Yeah,
ignorance. That's why we always read the our Mangalacharan, right? Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Shakshurun Militamena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. That is where the role of Guru is so important. He comes and removes this ignorance. It's like removing the darkness. Even the Sanskrit word Guru has got two components, Gu and Ru. Gu means darkness. Ru means remover. Guru is that, elevated personality. He removes the darkness and shows us Krishna. Without his mercy, we won't understand this. Right now, we'll be sitting in some social gathering or some, restaurant or bar and discussing about so many material things, right? At least we are now able to understand everything makes very good sense. It's all logical. It's very practical. It's pragmatic. Yeah. Baldesha Prabhu, you haven't said anything. Prabhu, are you in back home?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Very good. So, devotees, if I may, to understand this verse a little more, so this desire, it's filled with billions of thoughts, erratic. Sometimes it may be a little more structured. It keeps on coming non-stop. And Arjuna has already asked this question in, I think, chapter 3, right? Arjuna would have asked, Krishna, what is that one single thing that pushes actually to do something that is not right? How many of us feel like that, Prabhuji? That something, some negativity comes, whether it is thinking, or you talk in a very hurtful manner to somebody, you get angry, suddenly you feel jealous about something. Why I was not praised. They said something very nice about the other person, but why about not me? I have done everything, best, I think. So many things, It could be your education, it could be your job, it could be your family, it could be your car, it could be anything. It could be sports. So there is always something, The problem, Krishna has already responded to that. What did he say? Kama esa, krodha esa, rajaguno samudbhava. Arjuna, this attachment, desire is the sole problem for everything. That is why he repeatedly keeps on saying, karmanya ivadikaraste. Try to work in a very detached way. Right? Once if you have to work. Detached does not mean you get detached from work. No, detached from the results of the work. Don't be bothered about the outcome. If you have to work in a corporation, if you have to work in a hospital, you have to work in a school, you have to work in a college, you work. And try to do your best, but don't be bothered about the outcome. Always try to do your best. By doing that, you'll always perform very nicely. So the problem with this, Namananda Prabhu, you want to say anything more on this, Prabhu, about the attachment?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Dandavat pranam, everyone. Prabhuji, yes, I was hearing a lecture by Keshava Swami Maharaj, like wonderful lecture. It's called Desire Management. Like Maharaj was mentioning that we cannot be desireless, then we'll be impersonal. But we can manage our desire such a way that we can work in devotional service. Basically, all of us has unique qualities, and Krishna created us with those unique qualities to serve him in the unique ways. Each of us, like here we have 10 or 9 devotees here, each of us has some qualities which is not same person to person. So Krishna gave us those qualities to serve him with those qualities. And also, it's not for our enjoyment, ours, but if I would like to do something, someone is maybe good at business, someone may be good at speaking, maybe good at singing. Like Krishna, we can use all our qualities in the service of Krishna. So that's how like we can manage our desire. How can we manage our desire and serve Krishna? Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Very nice. Devotees, desire, as Prabhuji very rightly mentioned, desire is a mandatory emotion. Nobody can be without desire. From the baby, the moment baby comes into the world, it has got certain desire. It may not be able to express it fully. It wants milk. It wants the warm holding of the baby's mother. It wants comfort. Every entity, animals have desire. They want comfort. Everybody is looking for desire. But as Prabhuji mentioned, the material desire, the more and more we try to do, what ends up then is this desire is like a fuel. The more and more we put oil, right, to the fuel, it's going to become more, it will never be extinguished. Our goal is to extinguish the desire. Otherwise, we won't never be satisfied. Devotees, are we satisfied 100%? Anyone here satisfied 100%? Mahesh Prabhu?
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm thinking most of us will say no, not 100%. We are grateful to Krishna. We get satisfied. We are in the devotional path. We get satisfied in a different way. That yes, I feel satisfied. I'm able to do even a little bit of seva to Krishna. That is a different satisfaction. But the material, impossible. Spiritual, always possible. Okay. So now what is happening? The desire, materially, there are only two outcomes. One, greediness. greed. You never get satisfied. You get the first 100,000, you are thinking, why not I get 250,000? Everybody is making it. Why not me? First house, second house, car, more money. The other guy has got, his 401k is much higher than me. Why mine is, he came only after me to this country. It never stops. More material desire. Then it never ends. Never. It never. That's why we are seeing devotees, even the person who is very famous, very strong, a lot of money, still they are not, fully satisfied. They're hankering for more. Okay. So now that is one outcome. The other outcome is when that doesn't happen, when you don't get, you're looking for 100,000. In the first case scenario, you got it, you are still not happy, you want more and more. The other case is you did not get 100,000. Then you are always frustrated, always angry all the time. Why I did not get lamentation. Lamentation, devotees, is one very big anarthas that may ruin our even material life. These are all material only we are talking. We are not even bringing Krishna into the picture right now. Even if you go to a so-called motivational speaker or, philosophical counselor, even psychological counselor, he will only say the same thing. Hey, don't get too much attached to anything, take one day at a time, take it easy, don't, get too much intense. This is all practical. That's Krishna, that's what he's saying. But Krishna is giving us a fantastic solution also. So one outcome, greed. The other outcome is anger, and anger brings to hatred. Once if you develop hatred, devotees, we are completely bound by the chains. We cannot come out of that. That creates all kinds of envy, jealous. What was the problem in Mahabharata? Only envy and hatred. Duryodhana had his own kingdom. And when the time came, they gave one part of land to Pandavas. That is a barren land. Nothing can be done there. But they took it because they were devotees. They said that, okay, if Krishna is giving me barren land, I'll take it. But they completely transformed that barren land into a fantastic, glorious city. Now our Duryodhana is not happy. He's saying, how did this happen? I have Indraprastha, right? My biggest kingdom. I want my kingdom to be the number one. But how did this? So this hatred from day one, Duryodhana had hatred for the Pandavas. Day one. And that was fueled by Dhritarashtra, his father. That is the root cause. That is the entire thing in Mahabharata. So this hatred will bind us devotees. So how do we come out of this then? The only thing is that we have to surrender to Krishna. Krishna, many times he said, when we will be in the condition, or to offer everything to Krishna, then we are qualified to receive Krishna's mercy. This is what we have to do. This is what is called Sharanagati, surrendering. Now, the word surrendering might bother many of us. How can you get happiness by surrendering? You have to be the controller. Devotees, why do we feel like the controller? Because that is what Krishna is. As being part and parcel of him, our Atma says, I want to control, but the best way to control is to surrender to him. That is the key here in Krishna consciousness. That is the key in devotional service. You surrender to Krishna, see what happens. Krishna becomes your charioteer. Krishna becomes your chauffeur. What else you want? Arjuna is standing. Krishna is, taking care of everything. There cannot be better, achievement than this. The Lord comes and serves the devotees. So this is what is the spiritual understanding, devotee, that if you want to be really successful, this is the only way. Surrender to the Lord, and the Lord will start serving and saving you from everything. You'll be eternally happy. So I might have shown this. I thought this is some other slide, devotees. I thought it will be very interesting. Krishna is talking about the 4 types of, Chaturvida bhajante mam. This is the modern research. It says there are 4 types of attachment: disordered, anxious, avoidant, then the secure. Almost like, artha, jignasu, artharthi, right? These are the 4 types. The secure is the jnani, and even the best of the best is the devotional service. Everything, the science is also, Bhagavad Gita and science are also saying the same thing. 4 categories. This is what the research is saying. Okay, we will not get into too much on that. Let us see what is happening here. Okay, here is our Sanatana Goswami. I might have shown this slide sometime in the previous past week or so. Here, Sanatana Goswami is saying how to surrender to God. Okay, so this is the Sanskrit verse. Anukulasya sankalpa pratikulasya varjanam rakshi shayati vishvaso gopritva varanam tata gopitva varanam tata atmanikshepa karpanya shadvidya sharanagati. Maybe the metric was not the perfect, but this is a little difficult kind of formation. Maybe Bhashwati Mataji can sing better than me. But here, Sanatana Goswami, one of the most elevated acharya, is saying this is the way we have to surrender to God, to desire only in accordance with the desire of God. Not dvesha and not by icchā, not by material desire. And reject what is not in favor of devotion. Devotees, even in a material world, if you have to shine in something, you have to reject few things. If you want to look young, if you want to look strong, if you want to become healthy, you should reject all the junk food. You cannot do both. Then the faith, we should have tremendous faith that Krishna will definitely protect you. And we should always maintain the gratitude towards God. Then whatever we possess, it belongs to God. Because he is the controller, he is the owner of this. And to give up the pride of having surrendered. This is very important, devotees. That we should never have the pride, oh, now I have taken up this kind of a spiritual path. You know what all I'm doing? I'm not drinking coffee anymore. I'm not drinking tea anymore. I don't watch TV at all. There is nothing to prove here. In Krishna consciousness devotees, there is nothing called proving. Do we know what happens in Krishna consciousness? It's only improving. We improve. We are not here to prove anything to anybody. Once we keep on advancing in Krishna consciousness, everything will be proved by itself. People will ask you, Prabhu, what happened? You seem so, happy. You seem so fulfilled, I always see you very joyful. Your kids are doing good. Your family is doing very well. What is going on? Then you give them the secret of Krishna consciousness. There is a chapter called confidential, the most confidential knowledge. This is the confidential knowledge. When people ask you, Prabhu, I see a change in you. I don't see you anymore in gossip circle or social circle, or I don't see you movie, time, TV time. I don't see what happened to you. Devotee, sorry, it's almost 9. But if maybe Baldesa Prabhu or Namananda Prabhu, our Krishna Mataji just wanted to know about Rath Yatra. What happens in Rath Yatra? Can you briefly explain, Prabhu? Maybe 2 minutes. 60 seconds, 120 seconds of Rath Yatra.
So Prabhuji, yes, every year we do Rath Yatra. We pull the cart of Lord Jagannath with his brother Balaram and sister Subhadra. Actually, we pull Balaram, this trio, the trio, Jagannath Subhadra, to our heart through our bhakti, and ultimately we get purified, and that is the main purpose. So though we do it ritually, and there's a nice pastime to know, and will be discussed in the Rath Yatra. Prabhuji will give a katha. But basically, to purify our heart, we pull the Lord Krishna or Jagannath to our heart. That is my small understanding, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Mataji, there are many spiritual significance about Rath Yatra. This Jagannath is none other than Krishna. Baladev is none other than Balaram, and Subhadra is their sister. So, very briefly, we will discuss more maybe on Sunday. One time, Krishna's aunt, she visits Dwaraka and she is explaining to Rukmani all the childhood pastime of Krishna with Balaram. And Krishna is not there in the room at the time. And Krishna comes, is listening everything, all these three, the two brothers and sister, they are listening to all the glories that, been spoken about them. And they are, with their raised eyes, they are kind of, what would be the right word, Prabhuji? They are listening to all those glories in a very ecstatic mood. The Lord himself, because the devotees are glorifying him. And he comes as, Jagannath, is none other than Krishna himself. And there are just the Jagannath, the city, the town, the purification of that has got many, many significance of that. It is said in the Shastra that if you are given an opportunity just to walk on the land of Puri, that itself is a very, highly elevated activity. If you can listen one word in the city of Puri, again, it's considered as a very spiritual thing. So like this, the place itself has got so much, it is considered as the purest, of course, Vrindavan is also very purest, Mathura is very purest, but Jagannath, the Puri, is considered as one of the most sacred place. Even in the normal, the Hindu tradition, this is considered as one of the Char Dham. Now, every year, the Lord comes out to meet with the devotees. It's an amazing experience. It's like a doctor coming, and sometimes, who all remembers in the olden days, the doctors used to visit patients. Have anyone experienced that, devotees?
Yes,
No
Prabhuji.
911 calls, no ambulance.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes.
The doctor will come. Yeah. The doctor will come to your house. He will check you out. He'll write you the medicine prescription. And, you're taken care of. That's the mercy. Here, our spiritual doctor is Lord Jagannath. The word Jagannath itself means, Jagan means the universe. Nath means the owner, Lord. So he's considered as the Lord of the universe, And as Prabhuji briefly mentioned, Baldev said, Prabhu, just pulling this rope will release you from all the material burden. Whatever we have done in our life, good, bad, ugly, everything, with good heart, with just bhakti, just pull and just, to your fullest energy, let us all shout out like, Jai Jagannath, Jai Jagannath, we'll keep on pulling. And we have an amazing opportunity to do the devotee on Sunday. The actual thing happened. Today is, I think, the beginning of Rath Yatra. It might have started in Jagannath Puri. And I think is tomorrow the real Rath Yatra where they take out devotees?
I think today, Prabhuji. In
Today?
Jagannath Puri, today it's starting.
Okay, today. Okay, today. Right. Okay, so today is the beginning of this Rath Yatra. And there is also a very nice pastime of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself, he spent half of his, Leela avatar in Puri. Even though he was born in West Bengal, half of his appearance was about 48 material years, 24, 25 years, just Jagannath Puri. He used to look at the Jagannath, through the hole. There is a place. Mataji, were you able to see that spot where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to look at the darshan of Jagannath? Bhashwati Mataji?
Not the spot, Prabhuji. But we went to the Gambhira where Chaitanya Prabhu.
Right.
And
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to stand in one particular spot outside Jagannath Mandir and he used to just cry in ecstasy. The reason he used to cry, of course, he is the Supreme Lord himself, but his mood was that, Krishna, how did I get separated from you? That should be the mood of a devotee. The question that we should ask is that, what calamity has fallen upon us? How did we get separated? When Krishna is so loving, he's giving all the opportunity. Just patram pushpam phalam toyam. You don't have to do anything to me. Just little bit of love. What happened? Have we been so, heartless that we cannot understand Krishna? That was the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are many, many pastimes. We'll try to see if we can discuss some of those on Sunday. It might be a very, very busy evening with a lot of activities, especially the Rath Yatra. And this is all being done by our very dear devotee family, Balram Sarup Prabhu, this dear wife Mataji, Srimati Revati Mataji. Amazing. They have a Jagannath. If you haven't been to their house, they have a Jagannath temple in their house. So those deities will be taken out. They are the doctors. They are going to give all the blessings and mercy to the entire, at least some portion of the temple. So let us be part of it, devotees. Let us pull the rope and see if we can reach Krishna Loka in this lifetime. Mahesh Prabhu, what do you think about that?
Yes,
Simple. Pull the rope. Pull the rope and go back to Godhead. What an easy thing, right? Krishna is not asking us to do anything. Yep. Little bit of love, little bit of bhakti. I think we will do it with the sadhana. So that is in a very nutshell, Mataji. I know it was not elaborate, but our time is also like 9:10, I believe. But we'll discuss more. You can ask more questions on Sunday, Mataji. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
But will you please pull the card, Mataji?
Definitely. I wouldn't miss that.
Have you ever participated in a Rath Yatra?
Yes, Prabhuji, in Surat.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
There is a Rath Yatra also tomorrow, hosted, organized by Sanatan Mandir. I think it begins from 4 p.m. with the initial puja and bhajans, kirtan. And then I think the Rath Yatra begins at 5 p.m. And then, I think it will be a good 90 minutes event. They walk around in and around the Sanatan Mandir temple. And then they'll come back, they will sing more bhajans and then prasadam. We have participated in those programs many times. This time, I'm not sure who is all going. Anyone going from this group, devotees?
Prabhuji, I'm going.
Haribol, Hare Krishna. You will have a wonderful... Please pray for all of us, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji, for sure.
Yeah, Jagannath accepts prayers like that also. You can pray for others. Jagannath will accept. He is very merciful. He never blinks his eyes. Like a mother. Mother will never blink her eye. She's always want to see, protect her kids. Like that, Jagannath always, wanting to protect the devotees. How can I shower my mercy on them? Only thing we have to do, we have to at least take the darshan of Jagannath. If you're going to reject him, how will even the Jagannath will... Like if a baby rejects, if a child rejects the mother, how will the mother will even interact with the child, right? So it will be very nice. Here also we'll do the same thing on Sunday. Prabhuji makes very nice arrangement with, there will be an open truck and all the deities from his temple, home temple, it will be all brought out, very nicely decorated and a lot of prasadam. Don't miss it. There is a very nice background also about Jagannath Prasadam. We'll discuss this on Sunday, Prabhuji. Anybody know what is the significance of Jagannath Prasadam? Why it is so?
Yes, Prabhuji. I have heard something that Mata Lakshmi herself cooks the prasadam for Jagannath ji. I have heard these stories. I don't know how much truth is that.
Right. No, there is that. You are right. Mother Lakshmi is one episode where she would give, Narada Muni would want to taste that prasadam from Lord Vishnu, but Mother Lakshmi would not give because it is not normally given, But anyhow, he would have a little bit of 1 grain of Lord Vishnu's prasadam, he would have tasted that. Lord Shiva would see that. And Narada Muni would go in ecstatic mood. And Shiva would want to have that. Then he will have the little bit remnant of what Narada Muni had, and he will go into ecstasy. Then now Parvati is now very furious. She's saying, Shiva, you are dancing like anything. What happened? Is some yuga going to end? Your Tandava dance is going to happen? Shiva would say, no, Parvati, today is a very, very glorious day for me. I get to taste the prasadam of Vishnu, Krishna. Now, Parvati will become very furious. What about me? Nothing for me. Devotees, how about your husband has got some good, nice feast outside and you have nothing? And he is dancing. I had a fantastic prasadam. You'll get upset, right? So, Mother Parvati is very upset. But anyhow, that is why she is also given an opportunity. In Jagannath Mandir, a special bhoga is offered to Mother Parvati every day. There is more spiritual background also for this. It has got something to do with Govardhan Leela. We'll discuss that on Sunday, devotees. So, any quick comments? It's already 9:13. I apologize. Okay, good time to conclude. Have a wonderful Krishna consciousness weekend. Who are going for tomorrow's Rath Yatra, just take the mercy of Jagannath. Pray for everybody, one and all. And Sunday, we will see all of you. Okay? Vanchakalpatrubhyasya kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. ISKCON Temple Sankirtana ki jai. ISKCON Temple Bhagavad Gita study ki jai. All glories to the Sammohaṁ devotees. Hari Bol, devotees.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranams.